Football. That's right. It's NFL Australia's Week 11 preview show. I'm your host, James Clements, joined as always by a man staring down the barrel of a second consecutive pretty tough week as his Philadelphia Fly, Eagles fly, will try to avoid being eaten by the Lions. That's a great game for Sunday Night Football. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway, this is our Week 11 picks and preview show for NFL Straya. The rest of the show breaking down Week 10 was on Tuesday. Go check that out. If you haven't already, it seems weird that you wouldn't. You're only checking this one out, but whatever. I'm not your boss. Anyway, this show is always brought to you by Dabble. You can sign up using the link in our show description or in our bios across the socials, etc. Use that code NFL Straya, and that tells them that we sent you. And you can follow all the picks that we put up there each and every week. A couple of same gamers left, right, and center here, there, everywhere too, as well as our picks against the spread. I think we did pretty well last week. Out of the 13, I think we basically split it. We might have both gotten 8 correct across the week, which is pretty bloody good. So not bad, good size. 8 out of 14, so that's all right. This week we started off with my team, the New England Patriots, hosting the New York Jetropolitans as 11.5-point favourites, Gary.
Wow.
What am I meant to do with that? The Jets stink. This is at Gillette in Foxborough. 11.5 might be a little bit too rich for my blood. But by the same token, I hate the Jets and they can blow it out their nose. I'm going the Pats.
We just went through talking about, the other day we were talking about the fact that Juzzy Fields put up 50 yards and he's got to pass against players like Gonzalez. And your defensive line, decent at stopping the run. I think you got them covered.
Yeah.
I don't think they can put up points. Garrett Wilson's going to be out. They can't put up points, and you'll do just enough. A couple of scores, pack it up, go home. I reckon you've got the 11 points covered.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is that they won this week, which is ironically good for this week, right? When they play us on Thursday, they've gotten the, we traded a bunch of dudes away win out of their system. So I feel like they are ripe to just be pummeled. But I mean, Thursday nights suck. None of these sort of turn into like awesome games. And I feel like you barely ever play your best football on a Thursday night. But hopefully, 11.5, this is just 2 Drake May long bombs. And we're hopefully winning it like 28-10. Right?
Yep.
So that's what I reckon. But yeah, I'm just wary of that. But because they already got that weird win where it's like, wow, we said goodbye to Sauce Gardner and co, and we've lost 2 of our best defensive players. It's like, cool, they got a win, a bounce back. Now they've got that out of the system. We go to Spain. España.
Jeez.
They're going to Madrid for the final international game of the NFL season. Speaking of which, the Aussie game looks to be during the AFL semi-finals. That seems like the dumbest idea in the world.
They reckon they can turn it around, Jim. They reckon they can have an AFL final the day after an NFL game.
It's
weird.
Absolutely insane, if you ask me. But no one did, so whatever. They probably should, as the Vice President of Common Effing Sense. Better run these things by me. Washington, Miami in Spain. It's a weird game. That's a really strange matchup, isn't it? Washington, Miami. Doesn't feel like they ever play. Miami coming off a win against Buffalo. Washington just all out of sorts, looking shabby and just gross. The Dolphins are 2.5-point favorites in Spain. Can they do it? Really?
I don't know. I know they pulled out one against a division rival in the Bills. I have zero faith in Miami, but also I've been watching this Washington team. Their defense is just fucking all over the place. Like, that's something that Dan Quinn should be across, at least the defense. The offense without Jaden Daniels is just fucking all over the place. Still without Scary Terry. They're just all a mess. So I'm going to, at least there's a little bit of vibe around Miami. So I'm going to give it to them.
So the Commanders have now lost, 3 games, 20-plus points straight?
Yeah.
Which just hasn't been done since like 2011. It's just
crazy.
Brutal. I'm going to go Miami as well. Washington just leave me sad. It's just gross. So let's go the Dolphins. Carolina at Atlanta. There's a nice NFC South matchup. Oh, and also I forgot to mention this on Tuesday, but the Pats, I think, are now kings of the NFC South. We swept them.
Yeah, right.
In all our games this year against the opposition division. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Anyway, Carolina, Atlanta. The Falcons are 3.5-point favorites. I've got to go Atlanta because they're at home. They're coming off yes, they come home from overseas in Germany. Carolina beat them in Carolina earlier this year. I think that's the sort of wake-up kick in the ass the Falcons will need for this one.
Yeah.
So, Falcons, Carolina looked horrible this week against the Saints, and that was at home. This time, they're in Atlanta. They're in Megatron's butthole, that stadium. I think Atlanta run right over the top of them. I'll take Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. It's just going to come back it is janky because they did beat them last time, but and Carolina have been okay. Well, we thought they were okay, and then they lost to a fucking shitty Saints team. Yeah. So, yeah, who knows? But let's take Atlanta.
Let's go Falcons. Tampa Bay at Buffalo. This game rocks. -5.5 for Buffalo in Buffalo. Tampa Bay are feisty. I think this might be the Buffalo sort of what is our season going to be game, right? This is everything. This is a kitchen sink game, I feel like, for Buffalo. Because if they lose this, they're going to be so far behind in the division. Suddenly, playoffs become like a question mark at that point, right? Where you can get jumped by the likes of KC, etc. Could I take Tampa Bay +5.5? That's the big question. I don't think I can. I think I'm still going to take Buffalo. I think it's a nice bounce back win for them. Tampa Bay, watching the Pats beat them this week in Tampa Bay, I feel like Baker's just a little bit underdone at this point. He's carrying something, and I feel like if Buffalo can sort of just run the ball, do the thing that they're meant to do, they can win this one by more than 5.5. So I've got Buffalo. You've got Tampa Bay, Gary.
Yeah, look, I think that Buffalo, as you said, are a bit janky. I'm using that word all through the fucking tips at the moment. Bit janky at the moment, but Tampa Bay are scrappy. So, look, I think even with all the injuries, they'll play to keep them close. That defense will try and cause a little bit of chaos to Josh's scrambling, and I think they'll still win. But it'll be 5.5 seems like a lot for two playoff teams.
Yeah, that's my only pause, right? It does sort of feel like a Buffalo do enough, get the close
kick a
win,
field goal, go home kind of stuff.
24-21. Who has the ball last wins. 5.5 is just one of those annoying numbers too. Tennessee host Houston. How is this only 7.5 for Tennessee? Houston put up plenty of points in not a lot of time this week against the Jags. Tennessee
with the backup.
Tennessee are horrible. I'm even in Tennessee. Yes, it's a division game. 7.5. It feels like that's about 2-3 points a little bit too skinny. So I'm still going to take Houston to cover that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't need to add much more to that.
I mean, CJ Stroud could be back, right? Concussion, bang. Suddenly Nico Collins has got 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. So going the Texans. Chicago at Minnesota. This is awesome. We've got a couple of really great division matchups this week. That's fantastic. The Bears +3.5 in Minnesota. Could they possibly cover that? I say yes. I think they can keep that.
Ooh.
I reckon the +3.5, this screams to me a Vikings, field goal win. So they cover the 3.5. I'll take the +3.5 for Chicago, who I don't think their defense is that good. I think their offense is pretty fun. Minnesota, they've been pretty awesome on D the last couple of weeks, but I mean, even this week, Baltimore, once they sort of got a handle on them, they sort of just did their thing. Chicago, keep it close. Might still lose.
I think this Vikings defense they've played a couple of really tough teams of late, like us, Baltimore, are getting right. I don't think that's a slight on Minnesota's defense. I think coming up against a team that can be a little bit all over the place when Caleb's pressured, and we've talked about his scrambling gets a little bit chaotic. He can just have random off target days. I think Minnesota will keep him honest, and I think JJ can do enough against this Chicago defense, as we saw from a shitty fucking Giants team. Right, so I think Minnesota, this will be the one that they're like, nah, you know what, we're a playoff team, they're fucking not. So let's fucking do it.
Indoors, Minnesota give up the 11th most yards on the ground. So if they can get Swift and Monongai actually doing some stuff,
yeah,
Bears keep this close. Green Bay at the Giants. This is dead coach bounce for the Giants, plus 7.5. I'm taking Green Bay. They've lost 2 in a row. They can't lose to the Giants. They just can't.
No,
I think this is a... they've just looked so, to quote you, janky. Disjointed is probably another one where it's just nothing sort of flows. They lose Tucker Kraft. I don't know. I'm still going to go Green Bay to smash this Giants team that doesn't really worry me. At home, plus 7.5. Could they do it? Without Dart, no chance. So
that's the other thing to mention. It's probably going to be Rusty starting.
Yeah, if they start Jameis Winston, I'm changing this straight away to the Giants because they'll just win. There we go. Cincinnati Pittsburgh, another great matchup. How good is this? One of the great uniform matchups of all time as well. I reckon this Week 11 slate might be the most loaded. Obviously, great division matchups. There's like heaps of them. And also, just like the ones that aren't division matchups are really, really fun. So, like Tampa Bay Buffalo, that rocks. So, Cincy Pittsburgh, one of the great uniform matchups as well. I do remember being in a bar on a football Sunday in New York, like week 3 or week 4, and they had like the weird hoop Pittsburgh jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
And like the crazy Cincinnati ones at the same time. You're like, this is just doing my head in. Bit of rules. So, can Cincinnati cover 4.5 is the big question here, Gaz. What do you reckon?
This is all of a sudden really, really interesting, right? So the Pittsburgh offense is not really been doing much. As we said, they've been doing enough, and then that defense from Pittsburgh's what's been keeping them in it. Whereas all of a sudden, is Burrow going to play for Cincy? But even if not, we're going to end up with someone like, Joe's been putting up, Flacco's been putting up points, right?
Yep.
So that defense for Cincinnati has been fucking terrible. But even against terrible defenses, Pittsburgh's not putting up the sort of points that we've seen required to beat Cincy.
Yep.
So they might do just enough to keep it close, and all of a sudden 4.5 looks a bit tough. It is Pittsburgh at home, and Tomlin does seem to go all right there. But I don't know. There's something spicy about Cincy keeping this close enough.
100%, I agree. Plus 4.5. I'll just take the points for Cincy. Sling it. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins coming off a bye. Let's go. Chargers in Jacksonville. That's a fun one too. How weird is this week? I love it. I'm going the Chargers. So are you. After the Jags just crapped down their leg this week. Chargers, they need to go in there. This is a big trip though, west to east. You're going from LA all the way to Jacksonville, but I'll still take the Chargers. I just trust them a lot more than this horrible Jags team that just annoys me.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Seattle at Rams, another great one. This rocks.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm going to go Seahawks. I think they haven't lost on the road this year, right? They've won something crazy like 9 straight road games, dating back to last year. So I'm going to go the Seahawks, get JSN going, get the run game going. Losing a center hurts against the Rams though, but I'll take the plus 2.5. That covers me for like a really stupid, close, awesome game. So let's go.
Yeah, they're both crazy strong. Like I've literally gone with the home team, with LA playing at home, because both of these teams, there's a valid argument for both of these teams winning here. They're both the hot hand at the moment. They're both playing really well. MVP caliber quarterbacks, strong defense, good wide receivers. Like fuck, it's great. So yeah, I've literally gone with LA because it's the home team.
Like it. Then we have San Francisco at Arizona. Again, that's another NFC West matchup. The Cards are 2.5 point underdogs at home. We're both going the Niners. They're just a better team.
Surely, right? Like, are they going to stick with Jake Brisket? And then you've got Mac Jones. Even in a loss, he's putting up 300 yards and a couple of tutties. Or you might end up with like... is like basically Purdy's going to be week to week for the rest of the season. It feels like you're just not going to know if he's fully healthy. So look, San Fran is just that better team. Yeah,
that absolutely tracks. I completely agree with that because they just are like Kyler Murray's on IR. It's like Brissett or bust at this point, and I think it's just bust. Baltimore Cleveland, another AFC North battle. This is pretty fun. We're both going Baltimore minus 7.5 on the road in Cleveland. Like the Browns defense, they lose to the Jets this week, right? You're at home. I think that's a different vibe for the Browns, but I still think Baltimore, I think their defense is probably just rounding into shape too good to just let Cleveland even really hang with them. So I'm going to go Baltimore.
I agree. That defense versus Gabriel is just not a matchup.
Yep. Kansas City, Denver. We roll. Oh, these last two are awesome. Kansas City, Denver is fun as in Denver. The Broncos, 3.5-point underdogs at home. Interesting division matchup. Sean Payton will be up and about. Bo Nick sort of just stinks though, so I'm going to go KC.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're getting right. They're on the bye now. Like the KC will be coming back. All of the wide receivers getting healthy. They're going to be rounding into shape.
Yep, tracks. Detroit, Philly. Oh boy, Eagles are 1.5-point favorites at home against the Lions. I don't really want to take the Lions, but I kind of want to do just because of hater picks. Hater picks rock, and I love this Detroit team. Philly look really, really good. I'll take the plus 1.5 just in case, because I think Detroit's offense is probably playing a little bit better than your offense at this point.
100%.
Their defense wasn't that great at times the last couple of weeks, but I like Detroit.
Yeah. Our defense is rounding into shape. Having someone like Phillips on the outside to let, like Jalen Carter didn't get the stats up, but was a bit of a menace today. And having the guys on the outside so that they can't just double team on the inside, which is, just taking away Jordan Davis and Carter, will be fun to watch in the second half. And if you think about what happened in the bye last year, that was when Vic Fangio sat down and assessed his team, and fucking they became a shutdown defense after that, right? So fingers crossed we can get that. As you said, their offense is light and what do you call it? Night and day above what our offense is playing at the moment. I don't really want to take too much from today's game because it was just a slogfest in greasy conditions, and both teams just fought it out as playoff teams. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week in Philly. Detroit playing that outdoor, November weather in Philly against that crowd. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Come on, Lions, don't let me down. And finally, Dallas in Vegas. What could go wrong there? Jerry Jones, I just gambled away my team. God damn it. Raiders 3.5-point underdogs. I took Dallas instantly because I think that offense is still really good.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
But most certainly is. Yeah. Yep.
You're going Dallas as well, Gaz.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think they'll do this. And look, to be honest, if the Eagles can win, I think it's 10 or 11 games wins you the NFC East this year. So if we can just have just Washington and Dallas winning just enough to cost themselves draft picks, that'd be fantastic.
Not bad. Buys this week, it's Indy and New Orleans. A weird combo, but that's fine. And Spain. That's pretty fun. Either way.
There you go.
All right, that's episode 142 of NFL Straya Dunskies. Check us a follow across Facey, Twitter, IG, YouTube, and TikTok. We'll have all the the loser picks for the week video goes up. The power rankings are up there. There's NFL Supercoach stuff. Go check that all out. All the fun stuff that we do. Rate, review, star, subscribe, all that good stuff across all of your podcast apps everywhere too. Get around. Jim does Supercoach and NBA Straya as well. Gaz, what's your plug there?
You have hours left to get your tips in, Jim. So, what time do we release this? For anyone who's interested, the Melbourne Marathon ballot comes out on Thursday morning, 10 o'clock. There you go. Everyone goes off their head for those marathons these days. So I have submitted myself for the ballot, and we'll hopefully jump on at 10 a.m. Thursday morning. I hope I've got that right. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble. And then make sure you get your tips in to steal Gino's steaks for free. cheesesteaktipping.com. And
nice.
It'll be a good weekend.
I had to give myself a nice reminder as well. I got some Sublime tickets for April next year. Pre-sale.
Excellent.
Nailed it. Balcony at Festival Hall. Nothing better. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice. That's a fucking gross venue, but sure.
I feel like the marathon, though, they should make you run to get a ballot. Not be on the internet. It's you need to run to here to get the ballots. And everyone's like, I like running, I'll do that. Off they go. Everyone toddles off, goes for a bit of a run. Nice. I've gone for my first couple of runs in my rehab, which is very nice. Won't be running a marathon anytime soon, though.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. We will catch you after a wicked-looking week 11. You can still see some of the videos popping up over the weekend, so go get around all of those. Jump in the comments, say good day, drop us some nails for next week's show as well. Either way, we'll catch you in a bit, you dickheads.
See yous.
Later, hosen.